Here come the men in black. A galaxy's defenders. Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Marathon, day number 2. This time we're going to go into space with a brand new captain, one with curves. We're going into Captain Marvel. The year is 1995, and we have a warrior by the name of Veers with her intergalactic group, the Kree Star Force, trying to take down the evil aliens known as the Skrulls. But something happens. They kidnap her and probe her mind, and they realize that she had a life back on Earth. Together with the help of Nick Fury, she'll uncover the secrets of her past and defeat those nasty Skrulls once and for all, as she learns the full potential of her powers and becomes Captain Marvel, first female solo superhero film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Only took them 11 years to realize that, guess girls can be heroes too. Now, the first time I saw this movie, I was with a group of women, and the hype level was to the max. I was caught up in it. I was with my girl, Inu Yoko, shout out to you. And we loved the film. It was a crowd pleaser, like most MCU movies are. Because mainly due to the main character, Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, played by Brie Larson. Before this movie came out, I barely knew who Captain Marvel was. I just wanted the movie to be good, especially after Ant-Man and the Wasp came out. I wasn't too crazy about that movie. So I just wanted the MCU to bounce back from that train wreck. And did it succeed? Well, I saw the movie again today, and I gotta say, it was a solid introduction to the character, a solid origin film, but it didn't really blow me away, especially after Phase 3. We've gotten so many gems, like Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War. You know, if you stack this movie up next to them, it falls short, but on its own, it's still a solid introduction to this character. And I love Brie Larson. I loved her in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 21 Jump Street, the movie Room, which she won an Academy Award for. And I was excited to see her in this role. And unlike most people on the internet, I actually liked her character. And I thought she had a nice personality. She is a soldier, and most of the time she's going to be down to business. But she has some cheeky moments, some good jokes here and there, and I'm excited to see where they take this character next. She's also backed up by a pretty awesome supporting cast. Of course, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. And if you think about it, this movie works as an origin for that character as well. You see him, he's more lighthearted, happy-go-lucky. I guess he's more optimistic about the world because he hasn't seen a lot of crazy stuff yet. This is his first introduction to aliens. We also have a small appearance by Agent Coulson, which, I love that character. He's basically a fanboy like all of us. Her best friend, Maria Rambeau. She's a pretty badass pilot. Love to see more of her. And then, full spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, you got Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, who, in a twist, turns out to be the good guy, which is shocking because I'm used to that actor playing mustache-twirling villains. So when he was revealed to be a good guy, I was like, oh, wow, the white guy is not the bad guy this time. Well, he's technically green, but the actor, you know what I'm saying. But on the other hand, you got the Kree Star Force, who are the bad guys, and you got Jude Law leading the pack, and he's an evil white male. He's DC, definitely Caucasian. So he turns out to be the bad guy, and it's a little sad because you can tell that he's a mentor to Veers, but in the end, he didn't really leave an impact. So whatever, he's trash. And then you got Ronan, who shows up for some reason. He's there, then he's gone. For all you Ronan fans, I'm sorry. But the character that steals the show has to be Goose the cat. He was adorable in all his scenes. He had a lot of rapport with Samuel Jackson, and it was really funny to see what he can actually do in the end. And he was cute. I wonder if he survived the Thanos snap. Last but not least, you got Marvel, which they changed from a man to a woman, because in the comics it was always a man. But in this movie, it's appropriate that she is a woman, because she's also Carol's mentor in the Air Force. And I like that change. It would have been nice to see more of her. And I also love Carol's costume. Even before we saw the original colors, I thought like that was a pretty nifty green costume, but the internet was mad. They're like, that's not the real costume. This movie's gonna suck and all that jazz. And I was like, give it a chance, guys. But no, her classic Captain Marvel outfit is pretty badass. I think it's one of the best outfits in the MCU so far. Her powers are pretty dope, especially when she goes Super Saiyan. It's a real go girl, fuck yeah moment. The montage of her getting up from the past, from that crazy go-kart accident, which makes Doctor Strange accident look puny by comparison. But it's once she goes Super Saiyan, man, that's when the movie's like firing on all cylinders. And I wish the movie was more like that. It's more of a mystery, so it's a little slower pace than what we're used to. You know, because we're finding out all these things about her life just as she is, at the same pace. And I would have loved to see those flashbacks be elaborated a little more on, especially when you see her at the bar singing karaoke with her friend and some of the Air Force stuff. But, you know, they didn't have time for that. They had keep the story going, so I understood. A standout scene would be the grandma fight. Fighting a grandma on a speeding train was a delight to see, especially when she was doing all those crazy acrobatic moves. And the people on the train trying to stop her. It reminds me of a regular day in New York City, if you ask me. So yeah, and I also liked how at the end it was about saving the Skrulls. They felt like a metaphor for immigrants crossing the border. So I think if the story focused more on that aspect, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. Because the bad guys were so weak. So I didn't really need any more time spent with them. The score was cool. We had little synthesizers. And of course, this is the 90s. We got some cool throwback joints like TLC and TLC. Nirvana's in there, no doubt. So it was a cool. I like the little throwbacks to that decade. You know, it's the decade I grew up in. But in the end, it just kind of became a little background for the movie. It didn't really serve a huge purpose being in the 90s, other than to see characters we'll see in the future, but as younger versions of themselves. Now, to get some nitpicks from the online community out of the way, I didn't really care about how Nick Fury lost his eye. It got scratched out by the cat. Big whoop. If he fell on the corner of a desk, it would have got the same reaction. Nick Fury is not defined by his eye patch. He's defined by who he is as a character. But I did think it was a little lame to have the word Avenger being Carol's name on the plane, and that's what inspires Nick Fury to call the Avengers the Avengers. It kind of gives that character a little too much credit. I mean, this is her first movie. I'm not saying she's a bad character. I'm just saying, you're giving a lot of credit to this character by, slapping the Avengers name on there. It just kind of seems like, well, you guys need to respect her because this is where the name came from. I'm sure that's not what they intended, but, that's how it came across to me anyway. And then you have the Tesseract showing up again. Assumingly Howard Stark passed it off to Marvel so she create her light speed engine so the Skrulls can get away. So a lot of people were like, how did it get up there in space? I'm like, we don't know what happened in that giant amount of time between Captain America, the first Avenger, and the end of Thor, where we see the Tesseract again. We don't know what happened. But what I'm trying to say is anything could have happened. It could have been passed through many hands. Like, a lot of people probably had a turn with the Tesseract at some point. But yeah, this is a solid origin movie, and I can't wait to see her interact with the rest of the Avengers. I think they're going to have great chemistry. I want to see her and Cap strategize together and lead the team into battle against Thanos. Super excited to see that. Super excited to see where this character goes. Like I said, a few nitpicks here and there. There was some shaky cam towards the beginning of the movie, which I don't like. I never like shaky cam in a movie. And the first 15-20 minutes kind of felt like a B movie ripoff of Star Trek. I could do without that. Like, the movie for me really like starts when she lands on Earth. I think that's where the story really picks up. But yeah, next time we're gonna stop in and visit our favorite smart-ass douchebag a-hole in the MCU, our favorite playboy billionaire philanthropist Tony Stark, as we revisit the granddaddy of the MCU, Iron Man. So, thank you for watching, and hope you join me again on this Marvel movie marathon. Peace.